Hi, this will probably be my first video on here. I apologize for any background noise. I live with my mother, and whenever she's on the phone, she likes to talk as loud as humanly possible, which is pretty much whenever she's awake. So yeah, I apologize for any background noise. Anyway, on with the video. Well, anyone with an ounce of common sense will immediately dismiss the term mansplaining as being a ridiculous, stupid term used by dumb feminist broads. I'm going to do an analysis of the misandry that is in this term. While the name in itself shows that it is misandristic, I'm going to go into further detail that I've not seen anyone else go into when talking about the subject. There are differences between males and females in terms of how both genders communicate. Males tend to use speaking as a way to share useful information and suggest logical solutions to problems, and women tend to use speaking as a way to build emotional connections and relationships with others. Men prefer to talk about information, women prefer to talk about people. The term mansplaining is essentially shaming men for their natural way of speaking, and as females believing that their own way of communicating is the only correct way of communicating, while they view men's way of communicating as some sort of misogynistic personal attack, which they feel offended by. Women are assuming a man trying to share information with them that he thinks they may find useful is a misogynist when his only intention was to be helpful by giving his knowledge on a subject. Instead of listening and saying thank you, but I already knew that if she already knew the information, or thank you, I didn't know that if she didn't, she decides to automatically assume that he thinks that she's stupid because she's a woman. That sounds extremely defensive if you ask me, and like she's projecting that onto him because that's how she sees herself. She's clearly insecure about her intelligence or lack of on a subject, so she gets defensive about the possibility of anybody correcting her, doubting her knowledge, or talking about the intricate details of something in such detail that her lack of knowledge becomes apparent to the person or people she's having the conversation with. If she wasn't insecure, she wouldn't have this reaction. Instead of understanding the differences in communication style between males and females, feminists have decided to take men's natural communication style as some sort of misogynistic personal attack on women. Women also have this entitled mindset of believing that no one should ever question their knowledge on a subject or correct them, but I strongly disagree with that. I believe everyone, regardless of gender, should have their knowledge on a subject questioned. Women feel as if somehow they get a free pass from having to prove being knowledgeable on a subject and or from being corrected. They feel as if people should assume they are knowledgeable and intelligent without actually showing that. They feel as if no one should correct them ever, perhaps because they feel like they are always right. Correcting a woman is not sexist, and neither is not automatically believing a woman to be extremely intelligent without her proving it. When interacting with people, I never automatically assume anyone to be extremely intelligent as soon as I meet the individual. This is regardless of gender. If you automatically assume people to be intelligent, you're going to find yourself immensely disappointed. I have mild autism and know had I been born a male that I would absolutely be accused of mansplaining by feminists, since I tend to talk a lot about my restricted interests. I like to share useful information with others and talk about interests. I try to find others with the same interests as me. That way, when I talk about my restricted interests, I'm not boring the living hell out of someone who lacks interest in what I'm talking about. It's also more beneficial the way the other person can contribute more to the conversation, although I am pretty chatty and tend to do more of the talking anyway. The reason I titled this video Mansplaining Women Hate Smart Men is because women accusing a man of mansplaining is essentially shaming men for sharing knowledge on subjects, especially more niche, obscure interests, and talking about the intricate details of things and ideas. Accusing a man of mansplaining is women's politically correct way of saying, "Shut up, you stupid nerd, you're hurting my brain with information." However, the difference between calling someone a stupid nerd back in middle school is, while it's obviously still rude, you're not an adult being accused of being a misogynist. Your peer who is bullying you is recognized as a bully and at least is being directed what he or she is insulting you for, rather than accusing you of something completely random and somehow getting away with insulting you. The bully in middle school calling you a stupid nerd is directly insulting you for being intelligent and or having a specific niche interest, rather than accusing you of being a misogynist because you are disliked for your intelligence and or interests. A woman accusing a man of mansplaining does this as a politically correct way to insult him because now as an adult she'd be called out for her rude behavior. She directly bullied him for his interests and intelligence. Since directly insulting him is something she knows will make her look bad to others, she decides to accuse him of mansplaining. That way she can make herself appear as some kind of victim when the real victim is the dude who's getting bullied by her and her army of simps. She does this as a way to get away with insulting him publicly, and there will be an army of white knights enabling her stupidity, and the female hive mind will cheer her on to bully some man for no reason. I apologize for the video being so short and if I sound kind of awkward. I'm kind of shy when filming, so hopefully I improve with time when I get more used to making videos. This is my first video, so please bear with me. Anyway, subscribe if you enjoy this content and like hearing me analyze female nature. I hope you all enjoy the video and have a lovely day or night, whatever time it is for when you're watching this.